freaking awesome shout out to Colin Harbert at Cohar0608, don't you know? So Colin's a great kid. He forwarded this video to me. There's a lot going on here, and I want to talk to you about it. Number one, the book that I read says, "My people perish for a lack of knowledge." Let me help you guys, seriously. I don't want you to kill your starter. I don't want you to kill your batteries. I don't want you to kill your FICM by just cranking the living bejesus out of it trying to get it to go, even though in this case it probably is the FICM. So what we have a lot of things going on here. One, the key in the ignition and the starter was instantly engaged. So recognize that heat causes diesel to burn. I know this sounds basic. Just work with me on this video. You're going to get something out of it. I promise you will. I'll be surprised if anyone that's listening to this knows every trick I'm about to share with you. Because if you're on the side of the road someplace, you're at a buddy's house or whatever, and you need your freaking truck to start, this video might get you there. Okay? So bear with me. So number one, key on engine off. Wait for that little coil light to shut off. Every time. Don't care. Okay? Number one, do that. Number two, it was 21 degrees in that video. There was a follow-on video that she did saying it was 21 degrees. So if you have the option, yeah, by all means, plug the stupid truck in, right? If you plug it in for 3 hours, that's as hot as it's going to get. You're going to get to about 120 degree oil in most cases or so. And that might make the difference if just heat is the issue, right? Now, there is inductive heating on the FICM. It may be, depends what version of software you're running. If you're running a FICM tune, hop on FICMRepair.com and rent a tuner from us, and we can get you an inductive tune that'll heat up the motor oil around the heads of the injectors, and it'll dramatically improve the truck's likelihood of starting while giving you better throttle response, while giving you better fuel economy if you're like 19 out of 20 of my customers, but minimally you'll have inductive heating, so it'll heat up the motor oil around the heads of the injectors, and that's just a good thing. Now, somebody said in the other video that was linked to this, oh, you need 1500 to 1800 psi to get the thing to start. No, you do not. 500 psi is all you need. But recognize if you're running a FICM tune and that's all you're running, great, your psi number can be believed. But if you're running an ECM based tune like an SCT or something, that ECM-based tune jacks with your PSI reported number, so it spoofs the number, so you can't believe that number, so you really need injection control pressure greater than 0.93 to start. So, but I doubt that that's the problem here. But at any rate, just something to understand. Chances are solid that it's the FICM actually. But before you give me money, man, test it. If you've got gauges, which weren't in the video, I didn't see any indication of gauges, the Edge Insight CTS3, yeah, we're talking about this bad boy right here. Your ECM tuner, like this SCTX4, your old Edge device, or if you have a FICM tuner, this is what it looks like, it'll tell you to. Or maybe even an ELM device like this, little ELM 327 that plugs into the OBD2 port. But if you don't have any of those things, even a digital voltmeter will tell you what you need to know, and that and a 1/4-inch drive, set of hand tools. And if you don't have a digital voltmeter, Harbor Freight tools, less than 20 bucks. Oh my goodness, go buy one, right? And watch the video. Actually, it's not a video. Watch the hop on FICMRepair.com, in the search box, type in test, and there is a long and drawn out textual explanation that goes through incredible levels of detail on how you can test the FICM main power to see if it's the culprit. So if you have the option to plug it in, plugging it in will make the difference if the problem is sticking injectors. It'll also make the difference if the problem is the FICM, because recognize the FICM has a 30 amp draw on it when it's 21 degrees. But if it was 120 degrees out, which is what would happen if it was plugged in, that's only 3 amps, and it's way easier to put out the proper voltage in a FICM. You need 46 to 50 volts in a FICM to have the thing start. Way easier to put out 46 to 50 volts hot than it is to put it out when it's cold, because 3 amps, That's a lot less flow than 30. I'm just saying. Now for the trick that maybe some of you guys don't know. Oh, and also, by the way, just to prevent this from going on in the future, if you're in a winter climate and you're running like 1540 motor oil, please stop. Oh my goodness. You run like a 540 product, you'll be fine. Or if you're running Schaefer's, you can run like 1030 year round and, you know, get yourself taken care of from there. But back to my scenario where you're like crashing at a buddy's house, say, and it's the morning and you got to go to work, you know. It's 10 degrees outside, whatever it is, and man, you got to go. And you didn't plug the truck in, and it's sitting there cold, and you got to go, and you don't want to pay for the Uber, and no one can take you for a ride. If you grab yourself a hair dryer, a heat gun, even a butane torch, and you dance the torch over, you dance the heat gun over the other side of the FICM, because this is the underside. If you dance it over the top of the FICMs, just underneath the degas bottle there on the driver's side, and you just dance it back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Don't just put it in one spot. Come on now, let's be smart about this. Just dance the flame everywhere that you possibly can. Keep it away from the plastic, keep it away from the rubbers. Just dance it on the aluminum case until the case is physically and comfortably hot to the touch. So it's like, you know, ow, right? There's a really, really, really strong likelihood that your truck will start. And if that's the case, by the way, if just doing that makes all the difference, you don't need the gauges, you don't need the diag, you don't need anything. The problem with your truck, it's the FICM. All right? In which case, I know a guy. So hop on FICMRepair.com and get taken care of. But recognize the reason why your FICM is probably toast is because of inadequate supply side voltage over time because of the crappy alternator that Ford gave us that only does 75 amps at cold idle. But when you got that key on engine off and you got that little wait to start light on the dash, that wait to start light, you got a 160 amp draw when that happens on batteries that were already ticked off with you. Then you got a 1350 amp inrush current to get that starter to start spinning. Then it's 300 amps to keep the starter spinning, 400 amps if it's a 6.4 starter. Holy buckets. Then the truck starts, you think you're in high cotton, but no, the glow plugs are going to stay running for as long as 2 minutes after ignition. So at 0 degrees, it's 2 minutes. At 30 degrees, it's 1 minute and 15. At 45, if it's 45 seconds at 50 degrees, you can do the math, a little linear line, line going on there as far as how long this is going on. But you've got a pulsating 230 amp draw, and your stock alternator is only 110 amp, and that's even a marketing number because it only does 75 amps at cold idle. So maybe you saw the other video that's uploaded right next to this one of the install of a customer with an Excursion. I want to say it was. I called it, if it was an automatic. Oh my god. Obviously it's an Excursion, it's an automatic in that other video. But he installed a 240 amp alternator that did 190 at cold idle. Yeah, we're talking about this bad boy right here. And if you had that alternator, probably you wouldn't have subjected your FICM to inadequate supply side voltage, and probably you wouldn't be in this predicament. So I hope this helps somebody. And recognize it just doesn't have to be this way. You can rely on your truck. For the record, the Chevy was dead in this video. The 6-liter at least would have started. Just saying. So, Ford, Chevy, or Dodge, we got you. If you got a Power Strix 6.0, that's how we got our start 15 years ago. If you got a buddy that got a Cummins or a Duramax, I mean, I just give people a hard time all the time. It's like, you made a bad decision to get, I actually don't feel that way. Duramax and Cummins are great trucks. They really freaking are. But we might harass them some just for fun. But we've got you. We sell everything you can buy for these drive lines. So whatever you need, the goal's not to sell you stuff. The goal's to help you stop having this problem and stop taking harassment from your girl. All right? So FICMRepair.com. We're all in this together. Now that you watched this whole video, put your comments below. If you knew everything that this video talked about, I want to hear from you, and you get a gold star. Definitely, 100% good job out of you. There's a lot to know and a lot that can get you in trouble, and we don't want that for you. Okay? Thanks much. If you got some other tip and trick that we hadn't talked about or whatever, put that in the comments too. We're better together. All right? Thanks much, guys. Appreciate you. And hey, thanks again to Colin for sharing the video. Appreciate you.